Shut up and sit down.
Lauugwe. It means old turtle. That was the nickname given to me in China while I was on the Great Wall. My wife and I and a family friend of hers went to the Great Wall. And, we did the whole touristy thing. And when we got there, thousands of people. This place was packed. Typical Chinese tourist attraction kind of thing. And everyone was excited, and they were all having fun and walking and climbing up and down and going as quick as they could so they can get to the next tourist attraction, I guess. And me and my cane were going really slowly. So slowly that a lot of them were making fun of me. And I just kind of laughed. I kept repeating the phrase, slow and steady, slow and steady. And I kept going. And by Tower 3, Tower 4, a lot of them dropped off. There were exit points, really cool, like a luge on a rail that you could have rode down. Then we reached areas where you had to climb steps that came up to your waist. Not like normal steps, but you actually had to like lift yourself up to them. Or areas that didn't have steps, they were flat, but you basically had to go almost straight up and straight down. People are pulling themselves up by the railing and lowering themselves down by the railing. I waited until it was clear. It was winter, so I had some nice leather gloves on. I hopped on top of the guardrail and then slid down, did a butt slide. That was a lot of fun. It tore up my gloves, but it was worth it. People were dropping out. They would get to various exit points and they would go back. And then we got to exit 8 or Tower 8, and pretty much the rest of them all exited. By the time we got to Tower 13, we were the only ones left. And my wife and our guide was begging me, can we please stop? This is the last exit. But I wanted to keep going, so we kept going. We made it, I believe, to Tower 15 before finally I let them win, and we turned back and went to Tower 13 and exited at the zoo. But then when we got there, we had to walk all the way back because the taxis that were there wanted to charge us outrageous fees because I was American. Or not so much because I was American, but because I was a foreigner. So when we finally got back, everyone thought, maybe I was just going really slow and I dropped off at the same point they did. When they found out how far we went, they were shocked and they started calling me Old Turtle. So I realized when they were calling me the Old Turtle that it really fits in with my philosophy of life. Philosophy 1. There are only 2 types of problems in the world. Only 2. You're like, no, there's all kinds of problems. No, there's only 2. There's the problems you can solve and the problems you can't solve. There's no sense worrying about the problems you can solve because, well, you can solve them. And there's no sense worrying about the problems you can't solve because no matter how much you worry, guess what? That didn't change the fact that you can't solve them. Philosophy number 2, obstacles. They are what defines our lives. When you come up on an obstacle, you can either go over it, go under it, go around it, force your way through it, or give up. Those are your options. No matter the obstacle, there is always a way around it. When you allow an obstacle to stop you, that obstacle stops being an obstacle. That obstacle starts being an excuse. And it seems like more and more we live in a world of excuses where people allow their obstacles to stop them. Don't do that. Because I guarantee you, those obstacles you allow to evolve into excuses will most definitely someday evolve into regret. An object in motion tends to stay in motion whether that object is going fast or going slow. If you are determined to stay in motion, Nothing's going to stop you. So what are my goals? Well, I have a lot of goals. One of my goals with the trike, with riding, is to ride it across the country. Take the northern route from the Atlantic to the Pacific, go south, and then go from the Pacific to the Atlantic. Go through Florida, basically circle the nation. And stopping at every historical site or interesting, anything that was interesting, to show it to you guys. That's my goal. Eventually I'm going to be starting a Kickstarter campaign to help out with that goal. Not doing it yet because I feel like I have to prove that I can do it. Not too long ago there was another guy similar to me, at least in outward appearances, where he wanted to get into shape, lose weight by riding his bike across America. He named himself Fat Guy Across America, which was inspirational to me at first. And then I kept watching it. He stopped in Florida, I believe, for an entire summer. Kept coming up with reasons why he couldn't go on and kept asking for more and more money. Eventually, he was exposed. And in my opinion, and I'm saying opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinions, this guy was just trying to steal money, pay for his vacations. And I don't want anyone to think I'm like that. So I'm going to prove that I can do it. And I figure if I can get to where I can ride this thing 30 to 50 miles consistently, I'll be at that point. I mean, I'm not going to be the fastest guy to go across the country. I'm not in a race. But, you know, they call me the old turtle for a reason. I'm slow, but I'm steady. Once I start going, I don't stop. That's my goal. So right now I'm just planning a Kickstarter campaign, but that's probably not going to come for a year or so. Like, follow, subscribe, share. Click that little bell button down there. That'll give you notifications. I'm going to have some interesting videos coming up. I went to Rut's Hut and I tested out this camera. A beautiful camera, really shaky. I mean, it warped everything because every time I hit a bump. So now I'm doing it handheld on a gimbal. And I should get some beautiful footage. And I'm going to go to various places of interest in North New Jersey, my hometown of Clifton, and other places. So, see you then.
Shut up and sit down.